This is chaos. Utter chaos. Hi, welcome to today's video. Today I'd like to go through my fabric stash with you, maybe plan some projects and just learn what I've actually got, because I've been buying a lot of fabric and not using it. I've realized I've kind of got the same problem with fabric that I do with books, where buying fabric has become an entirely separate hobby to actually using it, just like buying books is a separate hobby to reading them. But we're just gonna get started because I have a lot here. I've separated everything into piles so we can maybe go through them with a little bit of structure. I don't know where to start. Okay, we're gonna start with some fabric that was my mum's, that is mine and I don't really have any use for, but maybe one day. First up we have these cute little pandas. I have no idea what I'd use this for, but I can't get rid of it because it's really cute. I don't wear anything this color, so like I'm not gonna make clothes out of it, but maybe I'll make something like as a gift for someone. But yeah, that's that's something that's not really going to get used. One that might get used is this Christmas fabric. It is a remnant. It is 1 meter. So I don't know what I'll use it for, but I have been looking at it a lot the past few days, just trying to like think of something I can make, because Christmas is around the corner and Christmas. I'm gonna get through the things that like are a little more difficult for me to use first, because then I'm very excited about some of this other stuff. Next I have a bunch of different satins. I don't know if they all technically are, but we're calling it that. These first two were my friend's grandmother's and she cleared out her stash, and I got them. This one weirdly like has every bit of like dust clung to it. This one as well from her. I actually used these as photo backdrops for work, which was actually really good. But for this one especially, because it is a bit nicer, I like the idea of using it as a lining for something, but sewing with shiny fabric is a nightmare, so these next two were gifted to me by a friend. I love this fabric. It is stunning. It's gold with these dragonflies. I think it's so beautiful. I am actually looking at making a waistcoat, and I like the idea of using this for the lining. There is a lot there too, so I can make like a few things with it. I do like the idea of making it the lining of a coat, but my skills aren't there yet, which is annoying. There's also this purple, which I think is really pretty. A few months ago, I was actually going to make a reversible pair of stays with the gold and the purple. Maybe one day. Next up, we have velvet, I guess. It's like this stretch velvet that honestly is horrible, but it's so pretty. I had a bunch of different colours of this and used it when I was first learning to sew because it was fairly cheap. This one is one that I got around when I started sewing. It is so beautiful. Like I have dreams of a type of dress I'd want to make out of this, but this fabric just doesn't sit on my body very nicely. Also, I don't know if I can handle the feeling of it on my body, but this is the prettiest colour. I am a little bit obsessed with it. And that's why I still have it, because I don't want to waste it because it's so pretty. This next one is one I bought fairly recently. It's like such a lovely deep blue colour. I got it because I was going to an event and was going to make an outfit and then I didn't. This was all that was left in store and it wasn't enough to make what I wanted to make. I do in my mind have an idea for what I want to do with this. A few months ago I had a blanket wrapped around me, and I wrapped it in a certain way to where it was like a really lovely, almost like capelet, and I kind of want to make that out of this. Next is some fabric that is left over from a previous project because the pattern said I needed like something like 6 meters. I did not. I used about half of that, so I have so much of this deep green, I don't even know what this is. It's stretchy, but I'm pretty sure it's suiting fabric. No idea what I'm gonna make out of it. I do like the idea of a nice pair of pants, but I don't know what to do with it because I made a cape out of it and I have so much left over. Oh god. Next we have just some basic things that I like to always have in my stash. Which one do I start with? This is just some black, I think it's poplin or broadcloth. I can't remember which. I think this is poplin. When I started sewing, I would go to Spotlight and get the $2 poplin, which is now $3, and I'm kind of mad about it. And so I had lots of this, and I think this is just what I've got left. I have since upgraded to getting broadcloth. It's just that little bit nicer, and it is 100% cotton, and I do try to avoid polyester just because I don't like polyester. I don't know how to explain it. I quite like natural fiber. So this is just some like kind of off-white broadcloth, and I'll use this for like linings and honestly anything. I feel like it's quite versatile in my eyes. I don't know how things are meant to be used. I use them how I want. This next fabric is so creased. It's kind of just thrown in a ball because I also used it as a photo backdrop for work, but this was the first like more expensive fabric I bought. It was like $9 a meter, and it is a cotton lawn. It's honestly quite lovely. It is fairly thin, but it just feels really nice. And I wanted to make a chemise out of this, and then I didn't, and then I wanted to make an 18th century shirt, and then I didn't, and so now I just don't know what to do with it. So I do think that one of those two ideas is what's going to get made out of that. It's just about actually doing it. The rest of the fabric I'm actually very excited about. These are all things that I'm like wanting to use. I just haven't. This first one is so adorable. It's got mushrooms and flowers and I think it's really cute. The only issue is it's quite thin, so whatever I make is gonna need a lining, and I don't know what to make. I feel like I'll end up making like a dress or a shirt or something, but yes, I think this is so cute. I just had an idea. I made a dress recently and I want to make a shirt out of the top half of that dress. I think that's what that fabric's destined for. I'm excited about that. Oh, the camera angle has changed. I was sitting on my knees and I couldn't do it anymore. Next, we have something that I absolutely adore and I don't know what to do with. And it's this, I think it's like a jersey maybe. I honestly have no idea, but it is stretchy and green and has animals and trees and flowers. I have two pieces because I went to get it cut and it was a whole thing. I don't know what to make out of this. I had the idea when I bought it that I'd make a dress based on a dress that I own because it's a similar fabric, but I don't know if this colour would really work for me as a full garment, so I don't know what to do. This next fabric I talk about all the time because when I bought it I knew instantly what I wanted to do with it, but I don't have a pattern and I don't know how to make a pattern for what I'm envisioning, so it's a project that has been on pause, but I want it done by the end of the summer. This fabric has little tiny ducks all over it. It is so cute. I get so happy every time I see it, and I want to make like a very I can't find the word, like a kind of quintessential cottagecore dress, but not one with like the big sleeves and not like a baby doll kind of style, but like a slimmer kind of fit with like kind of a ruched. I have ideas, it's just about actually doing it, and I think this fabric is so pretty and I love it so much. This next fabric is honestly confusing to me. I have no idea what it actually is. I have no memory of buying it, but I know that I did. It just would have been when I bought like a lot of things at once, and it's this houndstooth. The camera's not going to pick it up properly. It's a very small houndstooth though, so I have no idea what I'm going to make. Well, it's probably going to be a skirt. It's like fairly thick, which I like. I like when my skirts have a bit more structure. So yes, I quite like this. It's very much my style. I like very classic designs, I say after showing my favourite fabric being ducks. Next we have some corduroy. I had 3 lots of corduroy and actually made something out of one of them. One of my most worn self-made garments. It's a little like pinafore thing. But I did buy more corduroy like around that same time. This one is like white with all these different flowers. I think it's really pretty. I don't quite know what to do with this. In my head, like every bit of corduroy is going to be a pinafore, but I don't know. I might try and make something different out of this, maybe. This next corduroy though is destined to be a pinafore, like it just has to be. It is this beautiful green. The camera's so not going to do it justice, but it is such a lovely like olive green. It's like a wider cord. I don't know how to describe these things, but it's not as like tiny stripes. But I absolutely love this. The problem is when I get fabric that I really like, I don't want to use it because I don't want to mess up. Next we have some flannel. If you know me, you know how much I love a good flannel. Most of the things that I've made and wear are out of flannel. This flannel is basically what I wished I was wearing when I was like 15. I don't know what I'm gonna make out of it though. I wanted to make a dress, but I think it's just a bit too much. Like it's that little bit too bright for me. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this, but I love having a bit of flannel in my stash at all times. This next flannel though, I know exactly what I want to do with it. I was going to make it and then I got busy. I think I got an order at work. So I was like, let me put this down for a second and go do this work. And then I never came back to it. It is this beautiful pattern. I think it's honestly one of the nicest flannels I've had in my collection. I love the colours. It's very like school uniform, but my uniform didn't look like this, so I don't really care. And for this, I want to make a dress, and like I know exactly how I want it to look. I know everything. We're finally up to the fabric that I've bought more recently in the past few months, and I am so excited about all of these things. First up, we have another, is this a flannel? It might be. Flannel adjacent thing. It is like an off-white with like a pinky red, blue, yellow and green kind of check, and I love it. I think this is so pretty. This will probably be made into a dress because there is a lot of it there and dresses are cool. Next we have some more broadcloth. This one is a little more off-white, like it's like stages. This one has that more yellowy tinge. But I quite like that. These next two I actually thrifted. I got really excited because there was actual fabric at the thrift store and I seem to never find just like plain fabric. So we have this, which I honestly, this like is scary to me to use. It's so much more colour than I'm used to and I don't really know what I'd make to, like as something to wear. It's not personally my style, but I did have an idea for like something to wear at home, like a dress to just wear when it's hot kind of thing. So yes, also the colours remind me a lot of like kind of traditional Maltese kind of style, so I thought it was cute. The other one is this purple floral design. I think it's really cute. This could be turned into anything. I love it. Probably a top of some sort though. And now we are up to what excites me the most, the linen. I have always wanted to use linen because I think linen is cool. But it's that bit more expensive and so it's like just out of budget for me, but there was recently a really good sale on, so I did buy a lot of linen. This first one, to be fair, I got it a separate time. It is this like reddish colour. It looks way brighter on camera than it does in real life, but I love this colour. I think it kind of suits me and I don't know what I'm gonna make. All of the linen, basically it's gonna be a dress or it's gonna be a shirt. Like, that's what I do with this kind of fabric. Also, I'm saying linen, I'm pretty sure all of these are linen blends, like linen cotton generally. Yes, I'm really happy about owning this. Next, we have what I think most people who know me would be like, yeah, that's an Isabella fabric. And it is this green. It's like a kind of muted olive color. I love it. This is very me. This color makes me feel good. I know, I'm sad and beige. This next one has a little more going on. It's still like very muted colors, but it is like a lovely little floral design. I think this might be like a bit much for a dress, but for like a top or like a skirt, I think it would be cute. I can't remember how much I got of each of these fabrics, so I don't know what I'd be able to make. We're finally at the last fabric. This was so exciting to me, which is so sad because when you see what it is, you're like, really? But I just love it. I think it's beautiful. It is this white and like beige check, and I love it. It's like a gingham, I guess. And just something about it is so beautiful to me. I hope there's enough to make a dress. I doubt that there is, honestly, but whatever I can make out of this, I think I will love. I already love this fabric. I don't like having so much fabric. I guess I didn't really realize how much there was until now, because my mum and I keep all of our sewing stuff in the spare room, but that's also like our storage room, so there's a bunch of just stuff everywhere. So all of this was just all over the room, and I kind of went around trying to find it all. And I didn't realize so much had built up. So I think I'm gonna work really hard to like use up a lot of it. I want to, you know, I like having things in my stash for when inspiration strikes, but this is a little bit out of hand. So I need to use up some stuff and hopefully minimize that stash, and also have some really cool clothes to wear. If you have any ideas for what I should make with any of this fabric, let me know. What are your thoughts on having a stash? I know some people like to just buy what they need as they need it. Other people like to collect fabric. I'd love to know your take on that, because I honestly don't know where I stand. I know I have quite a stash at the moment, but that was kind of accidental. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed just getting to look at everything and kind of plan for future projects, but yes, that's all I have for you today. You can give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. You can subscribe. I've been posting 2 times a week, which has been really fun. If you want to see any of the projects that I mentioned, let me know, because I quite enjoy filming the sewing process. So I do hope to make some videos about the projects that I do with this fabric. I'm so overwhelmed at the moment seeing it all there, but yeah, that's all I've got. I'll see you next time.